Well, I mean, I know exactly who they are. So it's different. It's different stages. I mean, these are also people that I want to speak at my funeral.
Yeah.
So I've thought about
Yep.
who are these people, and they're kind of all in different stages. And I mean, even to name them by name, probably the first person that I just caught myself like really asking questions, and listening to, actually, is my father-in-law and my wife's uncle.
Yeah.
And whether if it was as a business person, personal finances, even, there's a lot of walking their talk when I think about them. And I met them when I was 21 years old. So these were people that I thought, okay, this is I want to be like them.
Yeah.
But then kind of separating from family. Then there's Jay Williams, Mike Moy, John Wright,
Yep.
and Hassan Boyle.
Yep.
And Jay Williams and Mike Moy were two people I came across when I was 24 years old. One was more personal, spiritual discipleship,
Yep.
and then the other one was more, some personal but business.
Yeah.
And understanding how money worked, understanding recurring revenue businesses, understanding people, connection, influence, how to think about your team and building your team. They both had a very biblical business, is the way I think about it, which is going deeper with fewer. It's sort of their motto.
Yep.
And that was when I first started to understand the value of going deeper with fewer, and how that has been modeled, in a lot of historical documents, but certainly it's modeled in the Bible.
Yep.
And by going deeper with fewer, you can impact many. When I was about 25, 26 years old, I told someone close to me, I said, I recognize I really want to be a person of five things. I want to be a great husband, a great father, a great leader. I want to be not just a man of faith, but as someone who understands the spiritual workings of our world, and is modeling that. And I want to be able to make financial impact in the lives of others, which obviously means I have to be, to some degree, financially successful to be able to do that.
Right.
And that, a lot of varying levels to that.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't really, number 6, and then, healthy, fit,
Yeah.
physically active for a long time. And at the time, I said, I don't really know anyone who's all 6. And the reality is, no one's really all 6 all the time. And even today, as I made tremendous progress in every area, I'm constantly working and failing in those areas. But when I met John Wright, who was sort of that next mentor, my first connection with him was identifying this is probably the closest to all 6 of someone that I've really met. And for him, is his leadership at scale. Compared to the other 2 gentlemen, they were very much in line with those 2, but
Yeah.
he was leading a large organization, much more executive leadership type of work.
Yep.
And then he's really been one of those main people for the last 15 years. And then Hassan Boyle, who we both know, is kind of another chapter and another layer of someone who I'm learning a lot from.
Yep.
I think you didn't really ask this question, but what I think at 23 and 24 years old, where we both are often, and you live in Atlanta, you're around successful people. I'm around people who went to Wharton Business School, and people who went Ivy League, Harvard business degrees. I didn't grow up, never thought I could be in that world, and quite frankly, wouldn't have been accepted, right? But I've got other gifts, and I've learned to own those. But one of them was just also not just a gift, but an understanding, which is every decision that I make is about a who, not a what. It's always about a who. And you discover, I've discovered the what's next, or where, by following who's. And if there's one thing I would tell a young person and a young professional, is make decisions based on who's. And I still make decisions based on who's today.
Yep.
And our first decision based on a who really is who or what, if anyone you surrender your life to from a spiritual standpoint.
Yep.
Then it's who you're marrying.
Yep. And
then it's who are you following. And that's just the way I think of every answer is a who answer.
Yep.
And then as a leader in your business, everything that you're developing in your business, scaling, modeling, it's not a what do we need to do next? It's a who do we need next?
Yep.
You know, who are we in relationship with? And so having that understanding really led to seeking mentors early.
Yeah.
And that's hands down had the greatest impact on me.